so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to.
Low effort right there. That was a fucking low effort intro.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm gradually ramping down the effort because it's too much. It's too.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It's the worst.
It's not a great listening experience either. When I just
horrible.
I clip the shit out of my microphone. But anyways, welcome to the Dropshot episode number 99. Almost 100 episodes of the program. The Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast is, of course, the program I'm referring to, and you guys probably know that since you clicked on it in your favorite podcast app. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, as always, by my good friend, Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, everyone?
And today will be 7 days from the best podcast episode we will ever have, which is of course episode 101. Now, episode 101 is going to be our 100 episode celebration because we're not going to do that on a Wednesday, which is technically episode 100. There's going to be nothing special about that. All the celebration shit is going to be on Saturday, episode 101. So we're going to be celebrating 100 episodes of the program and 1 year of the program as well. It'll be our 1 year anniversary, just about. So be there. We are doing an extended day of festivities. And if you go to the Dropshot Pod on Twitter or at the Dropshot Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, you can find the Coachella style flyer that we created with the schedule. Basically, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on January 23rd, Pacific time, of course, on Tanner's channel, we're going to be doing live patron call-in Q&As. So if you're a Patreon member, you can join a channel I've created that is locked and only patrons can get in it. It's the call-in waiting room. You fucking sit there, and then Tanner and I will drag you guys in, ask you a few things. You can ask us a question live. Don't get us banned, but it's on Tanner's channel, so it's fine. And then we will, that was a joke. We will drag you out and then do it again. So we're going to do that.
Kick you out.
We will escort you out of the virtual chat room. And then, we're going to do it again for 2 hours or so. So please show up for that. I don't know if anyone's going to show up, but do it. It'll be fun. And we're going to stream it. And then extended pre-show, we're going to start at 6 instead of 6:30 till 7. Bullshit around. Drink lots of booze, by the way. And then from 7 to question mark, we're going to be doing our festivities. Now, episode 101 is going to be, unironically, the most fun and exciting episode we've ever had. I guarantee it. Barring a catastrophe.
Which could happen.
Which it's possible. I could have a stroke. My internet could die. We could have a power failure, a home invasion, perhaps. I mean, a lot of things could go wrong. But barring any unforeseen, extraordinary circumstances, it's going to be the best episode of the program we've ever had. We're going to be starting with our typical announcements, and then we have some very cool announcements. We have, okay, let me think. 1, 2, 3. 4. I can think of 4 big fucking announcements.
Large-sized announcements.
These are like thick announcements. Super thick announcements. And I think there might be more. We've started on the notes already. And they're all like related to the program. So if you guys enjoy the program, you're going to want to be here live for episode 101. Because all the announcements, as I said, relate to the program. Things going forward with the program. Some cool things planned. And again, if you like the podcast, you're going to really like these announcements. So, and then after that, we're going to do, we're going to reflect on a year of the program, in various ways. We may or may not have a multimedia presentation prepared. It's possible that we do. It's possible that we fucking don't, right? I'm just saying this is something that is possible. So it's going to be really fun and exciting, and I cannot fucking wait for it. Any words on episode 101, Tanner? Did I miss anything? Am I overhyping this? Am I underhyping it?
I mean, we think it's going to be exciting. I hope the listeners do as well, but we are very excited. Like you said, I can think of 4 major things we have to announce, like major. You guys are going to be very excited about.
Yeah,
so
I think 4 is, yeah.
There will also be more that we can't think of right now. It'll just be, we don't really know how it's going to go after we make the big announcements. We're just going to chat, just talk it up.
Shit.
Fuck just happened?
I dropped my...
Drop your drink?
Oh, no, I dropped my vape, and it's fucking disgusting now. Look at all that.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, go on, sorry.
Oh, my God, it looks awful. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's disgusting, yeah.
But yeah, I'm just excited for this whole week because the next 2 days I'm on an off-road trip. Then I come back, work 3 days, and then boom, 3-day weekend for the big ep. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, dude. I'm really fucking like super thrilled about it.
Yeah.
And I was saying in the pre-show, I'm not nervous, of course, because I have nerves of steel. But if I was ever gonna be nervous, this is the closest I've been to being nervous about an episode of the program. Because it's going to be so good. Like, it's impossible to fuck it up, of course. Especially when you throw me on the mic. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It's going to be just fantastic. But I'm very, very excited. It's going to be the biggest episode we've ever had. So, anyways, be there for that. Mark your dumb fucking calendars.
Oh, I just thought of another one. Five pretty big things.
Oh, 5? I think there's more. We have it all written down. But, whatever. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit. It's going to be great. So, anyways. Also, welcome to our new gold patrons. Ty R. and Jonathan. And then I see a quotation mark with an M. So, some kind of nickname. Probably a change it, but it's possible that it's not. Welcome, boys. And new Damascus patrons. Sam V. and Josh H. Patreon.com/thedropshot for bonus eps per month. Weekly hangouts for the Damascus patrons. Sometimes the gold are allowed as well when we do, Warzone customs. So, and this is the best way to support the program. Go, if you're going to waste your money on the program, do it on Patreon first. Patreon.com/thedropshot. And you get the most out of it, too. The bonus episodes are fire, by the way. In our last bonus episode, we've gotten some feedback on. It was more about Warzone and some other things we've tried. And we requested some feedback, which we've gotten from the pastor, the drop pastor, of course, Pastor Nicholas. Shout out, friend of the pod, of course. Shout out to Nick. Which I thought was interesting. But the episode was well received. I think it was a good episode, and we've got 2 more for this month, and then etc. Patreon.com/dropshot. Also, Shigo Heart, thank you, sir, for the offline gifted Subarino, and Schmoody, change it, of course. Thank you as well for the offline Twitch Prime. And Gitto125, again, with the tier 2 gifted Subarino. And A lot of love between Wednesday and today, which is interesting.
Well,
Trevor W. Bush. Probably not. That's a joke.
It's not. Yeah.
It's absolutely not. Trevor W. reached out to me and said he wanted to contribute to the program. And I said, well, you don't have to do that. He was like, give me your Cash App. So I said, okay. With a very generous, a very generous contribution of 50 United States dollars.
Nice, dude.
And he did that on Cash App, and he sent it to $RAZINON.
Is that where you can send it? Okay.
That's where he sent it. And if you do send money there, it does come to the program. Yes. Just wanted to be clear. I'm just to be clear. That's where Trevor sent the money. So thank you, Trevor. That was very generous, and I really appreciate it. And then to our new patrons as well, Shigo and Schmoody also, and Gitto with his second tier 2 gifted sub, which is an interesting thing to do. Tanner, any announcements from you?
Nope. So yeah, I got a lot of followers in like the last 24 hours, so thank you for that. But well, maybe use your Prime sub on me or something. I don't know.
Any primers? Yeah,
it's fine.
Possible.
I'm not as loved. I get it. Whatever.
Stream the program more, and then
I'll just go sit in the corner after this and cry. Probably. It's okay.
It's because your name is too many characters, dude.
I'll keep that in mind.
People get tired after typing INON.
You want me to change it back to Tanner with 8 R's and then a bunch of...
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah, okay. Keep that in mind for sure.
Change your name to Tananon.
Dude.
Do not do that. I'll fire you. Anyways, I think the reason you're getting so many followers, perhaps, is that the new social media accounts are created, and they're fucking fire. They're thriving. Imagine not following them, by the way. So at the Dropshot Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and at the Dropshot Pod on Twitter. Spread the word. None of you are retweeting, regramming, emailing, forwarding, etc. Change it.
Forwarding.
Yeah. Copy link.
Like email forwarding?
Copy link email. Yeah. Let's get old school.
I'm going to get an email chain going.
None of
here?
you are canvassing. None of you are handing out pamphlets. The pastor Nick has not yet shown me proof that he has created, of course, leaflets to hand out to his congregation for the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. And all of these things make me furious, right? Furious. So change it. Follow the social media accounts and spread the good word. It would be very helpful to the program. And I think that is it for announcements. Tanner, anything else from you?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Great. Real quickly, Aussie Menace with the tier 2. I can only listen in audio only mode because the Twitch app is the fucking worst. That sucks. That really sucks, actually. Ozzy, I guess what you could do is watch on YouTube, but that sucks. Or listen to on an app, obviously. But I'm sorry to hear that, dude. It's that Australian internet, bro. And it could be the Twitch app, too. You could use the web browser like m.twitch.tv/Razanon. Try watching it there. Maybe it works better. Maybe you can stream more effectively than the app. You can just use Safari or Google Chrome as an app on your phone, whatever. You could try that. But anyways, 7 months in a row and at tier 2. Ozzy, I love and appreciate you. Thank you, dude. And SP with the 500 biddies. The crop shot, dude. SP back again.
Such a good nickname.
We had a decent game last night. Wasn't great, but wasn't terrible either. We were down a man, so.
I mean, it wasn't as good as L2K and I's, starting round, where we 2v3'd all of you guys and absolutely obliterated the server. But it's fine, I didn't miss a shot, but yeah.
Well, that's fake news, of course. And let's not say the server. There were 25 of us, but.
No, that one had a lot. That one, we were like 36 there.
36, true, yeah. Well, okay. Well, 34.
Patreon.com/thedropshot. Let's
True.
get 46 next week.
Yeah, dude, the last Damascus hangout of our patreon.com/thedropshot patrons, of course, visit the website, was fantastic. The Warzone Customs, the biggest Warzone Customs lobby we've ever had. We had up to like 36 people. And what else is cool about that, guys, is that when weapons are really overpowered and we know they're going to be nerfed, like the DMR, we'll play Warzone Customs and ban those weapons so we can experiment with what's going to be good after the nerfs, which we've done multiple times. Last night we didn't. Last night we just had good, clean fun because nothing's obscene yet. But yeah, they were fun. So anyway, thank you, SP, for the biddies. I appreciate you, dude. And welcome back. Ozzy with the tier 2. Jake Squatch, the 8 months. And VT Hump with the gifty boy. Let's go, dude. Jesus. A lot of love this evening, which we'll take, of course. Jake Squatch, 8 months at tier 1. One of the oldest listeners of the program. 8 months.
Yeah, he's an old boy for sure.
He's an old frog. He's a vet for sure. Jake, welcome back, dude. I appreciate it. And thank you for the 8 months, dude. And VT Hump. Hello, boys. New logo is heat. Hell yes, brother. I appreciate that very much, sir. And I appreciate, of course, the gifted Subarino. All right. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. And without further ado, you were listening for the jingle. Here it is. All fucking right. So, before we get into the topic of today's program, the topic won't surprise anyone, but I'll wait to reveal it anyway for dramatic effect.
Any Mulders?
It won't be dramatic. Playlist updates. So, Cold War, Sanatorium 24/7 is in the game. It is a playlist, and it's 24/7. The new Fireteam map. Let me be super clear. I didn't play it. I won't play it. I'll never play it, and I don't care. Right? So this is a new playlist.
It's getting really good feedback, actually.
Cool. I can't tell you anything about it, right?
The map looks fantastic. The map looks really good, actually.
Tell us more.
That's all I know. It looks good. I've seen clips from it. Everyone really seems to like it.
Well, you're the biggest fan ever of Sanatorium, apparently, so why don't you tell us all about it?
That's it. It looks good. It looks like a good map.
Do you mean it looks good like it's visually pleasing, or
Both.
like it looks like it functions well, like as a map? Both.
I've heard great things about it. And then, of course, there's
On
always
Twitter?
rumors going around that all of these maps are eventually going to make a Warzone map, so we'll see.
That's what Tom Henderson said.
It's fucking huge, though, apparently,
Really?
this map, so...
It would make sense if it's a component
now
piece
now the rumors are flying that there's going to be like 200 player plus lobbies on a big map, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking knows? But again, what a disaster that many players would be, I think.
If the map is big enough, I think it would be fun.
I'm saying like a disaster for their servers, for your performance, etc.
Yeah, good points. Good points. That's a fair point. So we'll see. Whatever. We're gonna cover that shit more on Wednesday, but interesting. I'm glad it's gotten good feedback at least. I mean, I'd rather it be good
I'm
than
surprised.
dog shit. So
yeah.
And then also Dropkick is now a playlist in Cold War.
Okay.
So, and again, this is basically Team Defender. It's probably awful. And we'll never play this either, of course.
So our response is, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a don't care for sure. Warzone, Rebirth, Mini Royale solos. I'm surprised it took them this long to put solos on their smallest Warzone map, but finally they've done it. So that's interesting. That would be good for a warm-up too. Like if you're playing solos, because it's pretty hot, but solos isn't that crazy. Yeah. So, and then Rebirth Resurgence quads, that's the one where someone's alive and you respawn. It's dumb. And then BR Stimulus solos on the regular ass map. Stimulus solos, that's cool. That's where if you die and you have $4,500 or more, you'll auto respawn less $4,500. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And then plunder trios. So that's playlist updates. So now on to the topic of today's program, which is, of course, Q&A. We will be continuing Q&A. Many people love this. Tanner and I do as well. Some people probably mauled about it secretly, but I've never heard a single bad word about our Q&A episodes of the program. So anyways, we're doing that. We've been very busy, but of course, I mean, I've been very busy preparing for episode 101. Tanner's done some shit too, actually. I'm joking. Tanner's done quite a bit. We'll get into it on Saturday. But yeah, so I didn't have much time to prepare a whole thing, neither did Tanner. So we're just going to continue on the Q&A that we've received from the Discord. If you wanted to ask us a question, of course, join the fucking Discord. And there is a section called Q&A questions where you can ask your questions. And without further ado, let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
Picking up where we left off with Grimo. If someone said they're going to spend $500 on each of you this Christmas, what would you hope they buy you?
Oh, man.
Okay. Well, Christmas is over, but we can still entertain the question.
We could for sure entertain it.
So someone's going to spend $500 on you for Christmas. What would you hope they buy you? Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. $500. Fuck. What do I need? I'm not good at ever telling people what to buy me for Christmas because I don't usually know. That's my thing. Like, people ask me, I'm like, I couldn't tell. There's nothing I need that I haven't bought myself already. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This year I did hope people would buy me like different like hard liquors, I guess, to try. You know, different scotch, whiskey.
Well, Tanner wants
bourbon,
$500 worth of booze, not an alcoholic, by the way.
Well,
so.
I mean, some of those one bottle's $150, so
True.
You know,
actually, good point.
that-
Yeah, you're right.
that doesn't go too far.
Yeah.
How about some liquor and some socks? That's what I want because I haven't bought new socks in 3 years now. So, you know, they're getting a little holy. We'll figure it out. Maybe after episode 101, I'll be able to buy more. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you're not getting any offline Twitch Prime, so maybe.
Yeah, I'm not getting shit, apparently. Yeah.
So anyway.
So, no socks for me.
Yeah, well, get shit on. Grimo, $500. I don't really know, but a new camera lens would be cool. And I think they would be about 500 or less.
Aren't they more than 500?
Depends on the lens, but I would want like a fixed lens, and those are cheaper. And my camera is a cropped sensor, so those are also cheaper. And I just want one that's a different size.
Then I want a camera with my $500. There we go.
Well, you can't afford a camera for $500.
I want a black leather couch for my background, actually. Do one of those, maybe.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want a nice casting couch back there. I don't know.
You want a porn stash with a porn couch on your
Of
set.
course.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, that's fair.
What's wrong with that?
It's on brand.
Okay.
Put it that way. So, but yeah, I'd get a new lens, a new camera lens. I have one on my Amazon wish list, which is of course linked in the show notes. That's a different size. I don't know how much it is right now, but I would want that if it's under.
Do you still have
500.
your Amazon wish list, really?
Oh, of course I do. No one's
let's go
ever
to it. Let's
used
see
it
what's on
once, but it does.
Oh, it's the
exist.
worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
What is on
You know
it?
what's on my Amazon wish list is a RTX 2080 Ti that I put on there last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some
So-
shit I might not need anymore that I might need to delete.
Yeah, wow.
But I do still need the lens, so.
Got it. Yeah, you got two lenses on there. Just a 16 and a 12. Interesting.
How much are they respectively?
379 and 234.
There we go. Yeah. So that's what I
Yeah,
would
not
want.
bad.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right. Well,
So
anyway.
if anyone's looking for something to buy right now, there you go. Check out his wish list down there.
If you want to waste more money, there it is. Do I have your wish list in the show notes, I wonder?
I
Remind me
don't
to
have a
add
wish
it.
list.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. Let's move on. Thank you, Grimo. Dr. J Webb asks, Do you feel after the seamless transition that Black Ops Cold War Brainwashing People Part 2 electric boogaloo guns will be too overpowered based on some of their attachments? And then he lists some examples. Also, will this switch the meta to more Cold War weapons such as the Krig and the superior version of the AK-47, resulting in people who have been playing MDub to be left behind? Well, we already knew what was going to happen here, but Tanner,
we knew.
Any words?
Well, we knew it was going to be a fucking disaster. So too overpowered based on their attachments. Well, we don't know what any of the attachments do because almost none of them do what they say, right? I mean, like for LMGs, like the barrel that says it increases vehicle damage really doesn't increase vehicle damage, but instead like double your bullet velocity or something absurd. So, I mean, they do nothing of what it says.
More of them don't do what they say than do.
Literally, actually.
In Warzone, it's actually.
And I was kind of thinking this recently regarding this, like, why don't they should honestly just take all of these guns out until they figure it the fuck out. And I think Dexerto or Charlie Intel posted something about that today. They're like, there's a lot of people calling for them to revert the seamless transition, which isn't going to happen, by the way. But they were talking about how people are saying they should just remove all the guns until they can figure out the attachments and do it correctly. But it's like, that would take them fucking months. I mean, it's been an utter disaster. So, I mean, so far, if anything, a lot of the Modern Warfare guns end up being better because of like the ADS time and like the, the lasers, different things that
Merc foregrip.
Yeah, Merc foregrip that the Cold War weapons just don't have. So, but the select Cold War weapons that are really good are like busted good.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. Like, so Doc, this would have been a safe assumption to make, the assumption you made in this question, if you had any faith that this transition was going to be roughly well done. Which of course it wasn't. Which of course we've been saying for 6 months, that it's going to be a fucking nightmare and it's like impossible to do. Now, we said that for 6 months. Many of you in Discord disagreed. Guess who was right? Not you, you dumb fuck rat. Whoever unironically argued in Discord that this was going to be a seamless transition.
Oh, who was that?
There were a number of people.
Who argued that?
There were a number of people. And these people have been proven emphatically and categorically wrong. Obviously.
Yeah, show yourselves, whoever thought that.
They won't. And they were real confident too. Makes me fucking mauled. But anyways, none of the Cold War attachments work on these weapons. This was not a seamless transition at all. In fact, they didn't even start sewing. There aren't seams. So it is seamless in a sense. So this is too far. But anyways, if the attachments eventually start working like they're supposed to, I could see some Cold War weapons being super busted. Like the LMGs with the Task Force barrel, if they work in Warzone the same way they work in multiplayer, Cold War multiplayer, LMGs are going to be real fucking strong. Because the Task Force barrel...
Like a spicy tweet you sent out earlier?
Like the spicy, of course, tweet I sent out earlier. Because the Task Force barrels for LMGs in Cold War, the only downside is ammo capacity and starting ammo in a magazine or whatever. And the upsides are damage and damage range and bullet velocity. That's really good in Warzone. Now, of course, it doesn't work in Warzone. It says it does those things. It doesn't. It does literally none of those things. It actually doesn't
the opposite,
do anything.
Probably.
Well, in the Stoner's case, it literally doesn't change anything. So the attachments are all broken. But if they do ever like fix these, which is genuinely up for debate, then they would be very competitive and some of them would become meta. But that's a very long time away. So I wouldn't hold your breath. But anyway, good question, Doc.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how busted all of the attachments are. Hey, it's almost like they did nothing. It's almost like they didn't attempt to do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wasn't this transition delayed a week also? And then everyone was mauled. It's like, how much worse was it 7 days before they released it?
True.
I mean, what did they change that made it somewhat playable in their minds?
Good question, actually. Very good question.
And who's to blame here also? Is it Treyarch, Raven, Infinity Ward, or all of them combined?
It's Activision
It's Activision for sure.
for pushing for this to be done. They just don't have the time and the infrastructure. Like, Activision probably formulated this like roadmap, like corporate roadmap, fucking 2 years ago. And then COVID-19 happened and they just didn't change any deadlines.
Yeah.
And it's like, this isn't possible, dude. I'm not in the office. Like, our VPN's not working. I can't log in. I don't have a fucking RTX Titan on my laptop in the kitchen that I'm using to try and work remotely. Like, all kinds of crazy weird shit happens with COVID. So, and then Activision just didn't push back any deadlines. I guarantee you that's what happened. I guarantee you. So Activision's at fault. So that's my assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, good question, Doc. Quad Dominator. The podcast has all the markers of being well on its way to being a staple source of Call of Duty information, and entertainment. That part's true. The goal is to quit your day jobs and pursue full-time content creation. With that in mind, once you've achieved that, what do you guys think your broader goal will be? This is a very good question. What type of expansion will it be? Will you go full-time news, alternate modes, everything COD besides just focusing mostly on PvP modes? Does it even stop there? Is there a point at which the Dropshot LLC attempts to buy out Activision and make Call of Duty in its own image? How far are you guys taking this bitch is what I'm asking. Okay, good question.
Interesting. Yeah.
Perhaps we might have more to say on this next week, but we can definitely talk about it now. What are your thoughts?
The thing is, okay, so let's say the goal is to quit your day jobs and pursue full-time content creation. I feel like that's something we can end up doing like sooner without having like an insane amount of viewership, you know, because like we get a ton of support, both of us, through bits, subs. I mean, it's absurd, really.
Patreon,
like you guys are insane, and we couldn't be more thankful. It's fucking nuts. So I mean, I feel like that could end up coming pretty quickly, like quicker than we had ever thought. So hopefully that'll happen. With that in mind, what do you think the broader goal will be? Honestly, I feel like just be way more knowledgeable specifically about Warzone. I want to get really good at Warzone. I want to know like the ins and outs of it, to be able to talk about all the little things. Like, I want to be the person that figures this stuff out. Like, not, you know, now it's like J God, Ace, those guys learning everything. It'd be cool to be able to do that type of stuff and like learn things that are busted about the game before anyone knows, and be like, oh, like we know this. Like, that would be really good. I mean, that would be like big for us too, if like we were like reporting on news like that and saying like, you heard this shit here first, etc.
That's interesting. I never thought about doing that. It's a good idea though.
But what type of expansion? Yeah, I mean, everything COD. I don't know. I guess just like basically full-time dedicated to this like every single day. You know, working. Is your stream drop or is it just lagging?
It seems fine on my end.
Never mind. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of everything. I mean, I just want to know everything there is about Call of Duty. I want us to be very knowledgeable, and yeah, I mean, just have like basically like a normal work week, but strictly like doing just the pod. And then of course that means more streams, you know, maybe more bonus content for Patreon. We could do actually thousands of different things with it if we had the time.
Yeah. Agreed.
So hopefully that'll happen sometime soon.
Agreed. Yeah. So that was an interesting answer from Tanner, because I had never thought about like actually testing that shit and making the spreadsheets and stuff. That's not something I would be interested in doing, but I'm
not talking about spreadsheet shit like J God does. That's absurd. I mean, that takes a lot of time to test all that. I don't want to do that, but just like, I don't know. I can't think of an exact example, but I'm absolutely not making spreadsheets if that's what you're thinking. No.
That's what it sounded like, because you said you
Hey, I don't even have Excel on my computer. I don't even have Excel.
So, okay.
Well, yeah. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do that. I'll leave it to them. Forget it. Forget I even said
Okay,
it.
I was gonna say that's surprising. Anyways, yeah. So it would be cool to have that information, but not
That's what I
acquire it.
mean. True.
So,
We can pay somebody.
Yeah. Outsource it. Okay, so once we went full time, what would the broader goal be? What type of expansion would it be? I try very hard not to think this far ahead because the landscape always changes. And if you make a plan, like a 5-year plan, when you're this small, it doesn't make sense. I'm not Activision, so I can't make plans 3 years in advance and start like getting the ball rolling toward that thing, because like the Dropshot is not, I mean, we haven't even been around for a year yet, so I'm not going to make plans for 3 times our lifespan. That doesn't make sense. And it's easy to see why that would be true, because when we started the podcast, our idea for what it would be is very different than what it is now. We were originally going to do like once a week, but not a set schedule. That became now twice a week. It's like totally different than episode 1. And you guys can go in the archives and listen to those to just understand that. So like things change so much that I don't like to make like super broad goals. I have a rough idea, but I'm not like super dead set on like what I want to make this or what we want to make this like in the very long run, because those things become clear as you go. Like ideas kind of like manifest like once you start getting closer to them. Our main goal right now is keep growing. Because another cool thing about like expanding an audience is you get people who know what they're talking about to help you. And we've gotten a lot of that. Like we've gotten a lot of ideas and inspiration and help from grown ass men and women. It's only been men so far. But women are competent. That's not what I'm saying. So don't cancel me.
Jesus. Yeah, relax.
Like helping us do things, giving us ideas, whatever. So yeah, if you expand your audience, you get more people who are willing to help you, show you the right direction, and then proceed from there. So I don't know what type of expansion it would be. Continue growing the audience, continue getting more money to make higher production value content.
Yeah.
And then
the Dropshot house,
the Dropshot stream house. Yeah. Like
the drop house,
the drop house, the drop home, whatever. Yeah. So that's kind of that. Would we go full-time news? No, I don't want to be Charlie Intel. I don't care. I don't find that content interesting to create. It's obviously lucrative. Charlie Intel's fucking huge. I'm not hating on Charlie Intel or anything. We rely on Charlie Intel, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed. We wouldn't exist without them. It's very useful to have an entity that does what Charlie Intel does. But
yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And that's one of 2 reasons why we don't want to do it, because there's no need for it right now. Charlie Intel does a great job, and there doesn't need to be another full-time news site to replace them. It wouldn't even make sense to do that, to try and enter that space.
Exactly.
And also, even if there was, I'm not interested in that at all. And
it's like, what else are you going to report on even? Because like Charlie has an in with Activision and all the companies. So it's like they get actual news before anyone else that they can release, and like they have patch notes ready to drop right away. It's like you can't do anything with that. That's like what we do is talk about the info they provide, and we give our opinions on it, because that's all we can do is give our opinions.
Exactly.
Because nobody else is in that space to give actual factual info other than Charlie Intel, because they get it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what we do is we take news and patch notes and things, and then we analyze them. Like, okay, so here's what happened, guys, and here's why this is good, or here's why this is bad, or what we're best at, of course, here's what this means and what's going to happen next, which we've been right about every time. Not every time, but often. like the seamless
Yeah.
transition, for example. So no,
Yeah.
absolutely, we're never going to be a fucking news site. The idea of being that site bores me to tears. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Again, we use it, blah, blah, blah. But it's not interesting to me at all to like be that guy. Alternate modes, don't know what that meant. Everything COD besides just focusing mostly on PvP modes. No. We're never going to be fucking Ink Slasher either. Ink Slasher is a YouTuber. I love his channel. I love his content. And he goes fucking balls deep into like the campaign and the story, and he'll fucking read the mangas and the hentais and the whatever else. He'll watch the fucking Japanese like Christmas special from 1972, and he'll just like collate all this information and like present a narrative on his YouTube channel. It's fucking awesome content. I don't care that much about campaign. I would rather, well, let's not get crazy. That's also uninteresting to me. It's interesting for me to consume that content, and I'm a big fan of Ink Slasher and his channel. But being the creator of that content, no interest in doing that ever. So it's going to only be, it's going to only be PvP for us. Unless our interest shifts drastically, which I don't expect will happen. But I wouldn't close the door on it. I just don't think it's likely. So, and no, I don't want to buy Activision, obviously. We talk a lot of shit about Activision. We couldn't do that. Now, we're also two people. We're not a multi-billion-dollar company. Although I could probably do a better job than fucking Infinity Ward did last year.
I could do a better job as a community manager than any of them.
That's actually unironically true. We would both be better community managers.
I mean,
absolutely.
The current Treyarch community manager is a big step up from the Infinity Ward one, but still, it must be that they're not allowed to even say much, which it's like, what's the point in having a community manager if you're not going to let them talk and respond to people and say things? I don't know. You know?
Agreed. Oh, yeah, they're the worst.
We'll see how long that lasts, because Infinity Ward started off okay when Modern Warfare came out, and it went downhill after a few months, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait. That made me think about something, what King just said in chat, hire an intern. Could you ever see this at some point if let's say we had to like hire extra help? Could you see that happening? Like what would somebody need to be hired for eventually and brought on? Like to do video editing? What do you think?
So one thing I can immediately think of is social media manager. So some dude who's like good at making thumbnails, good at editing videos, can post to our TikTok every day, post to our Instagram and our Facebook and our Twitter every day. And then can also like create clips from full episodes without me having to go like find a clip, some dude to timestamp YouTube videos. I could absolutely see us hire. That would be our first hire, would be that.
Interesting. Yeah, that
for
would
sure.
I've learned that like this last year with my wife being a wedding photographer, is like when she first started, I would like kind of, so I don't know. I'm sure you don't know this, but a lot of photographers, it's like these people book 40 to 50 weddings a year. So it's like, and
That's
then
a lot. What the fuck?
Well, then
That's
in
like
between
one
that,
every
they're
week,
doing,
dude.
then in between that, they're doing engagement shoots and stuff like that. So all the big photographers pretty much hire people to edit their photos. So they take the gallery they just did, they edit a few photos, they send it off to their editor, they're done with it. Their editor finishes it in whatever time and send it out. So it's like when she first started, I thought that's not right. They're not doing the work. But I've realized now, as she's gotten more popular and books a lot more, it's like you don't have time to do all of these things. So at some point, it makes way more sense to pay somebody the money so that you can spend your time doing something like that you deem more valuable.
Yeah,
because she's been doing that lately, like hiring people to edit certain galleries that she doesn't have time to do because she has like too many weddings to edit and things like that.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. Like, let's say she books 50. Let's say she books 60 shoots next year between weddings and engagements and whatever.
Yeah.
This is probably a fake number, but we'll just use it.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm saying like the big photographers and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in general, whatever. So some photographer books 60 things next year. Like if they had to edit their own photos, they would only be able to book 45 because they wouldn't have time to do the extra 15 shoots. So even though they have to spend whatever 10% of their net on intern to edit photos, they're still generating way more net because they have more time to go photograph more. So even though they're spending money on the intern, that actually makes them more money because then it frees up their time to go do more shoots or whatever. And the same principle would apply here. Now, financially, doesn't make sense yet, but I could foresee a time where that would be like our first hire for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because then, we would have time to do like more episodes, like maybe another episode a week. And then that would generate us money, whatever, or another Patreon thing. I don't know. But it does. That would be I think our first hire. And then lastly, super long term, if all things go very well, we probably aren't going to be interested in Call of Duty in 12 years when we're 40 years old. So,
no, of course not.
Super long term would be we get a big enough audience who likes us as personalities outside of merely Call of Duty, and then we transition from a Call of Duty podcast to a podcast about something else. Or maybe not a podcast, maybe some other thing. But the cool thing about 2021 is that if you have eyeballs, if you have attention, if you have an audience, you can make whatever fucking content you want and you can make a living doing it. So that's like super long-term ideal scenario is we like, we get bored of Call of Duty and then we go make a podcast about something else. But that's like dumb long-term. Like, that's not a concern at all right now, but that would eventually be perhaps the move. Or we'll be interested in Call of Duty till we're fucking 60. I'm fine with that too. I'm just saying I don't suspect we're going to be interested in Call of Duty or it'll be around until we're 60, So eventually, whatever. But anyways, I think that's a sufficient answer. Good question, Quad. And I hope that clears things up. Real quickly, Killer Sticks 23 with a 2-month sub, and Millie Boy back again. Millie Boy DSP, which is an excellent Activision name change, and you should all change your Activision in-game names to be Nick the Dropshot Podcast Simp.
Yeah, actually.
Or Mill Dropshot Podcast Simp. I like this trend, and let's continue doing it.
When are you going to change your in-game name to the Dropshot Podcast? That's what I want to know.
It's an interesting thought.
I mean, obviously it would have to be me to change it because you're so bad and I'm so much better than you.
Well, let's tone it down for sure.
So it would have to be me for sure. I mean, yeah.
Maybe I'll set my stats to private and then say that I'm an 8 KD in Warzone. It's possible. Anyways, Millie Boy DSP with the 2 gifted subs. Let's go, boys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Killer Sticks, welcome back with the 2 months. And Mill for a total of 25 gift arenas with the 2 gifted subs. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I am honored, humbled, and privileged. And Papa Woody, 500 bits. Let's go, boys. Thank you, Papa Woody. Welcome back, dude. I appreciate the support, brothers and sisters. Killer, Mill, Papa. Thank you, boys. Much love. I appreciate you. Thank you. And now let's move on to Salty Rhombus's question. Now that you have 1,000 YouTube subs, what will you do with all your newfound power? Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do, which I've done. Rebrand the YouTube to the Dropshot Podcast. run as many ads as the website allows me to. That's a joke. I do the default number of ads. So stay mauled. Get YouTube Premium, so then you can watch the video ad free and I get paid as if you had watched ads. That's the best thing to do. I have YouTube Premium and it's crazy to me that people don't. I don't know if AdBlock works on YouTube, because I know they're like super good about like subverting ad blocks. But anyways, yeah, rebrand. That's it. I don't know. So anyway, thanks for the dumb fucking question. I love you, Salty. I'm kidding. XTP 666, change it. Favorite place to land in Verdansk and why? If Afterbirth Island, or whatever the fuck they call it, is out by the time you get to this, let us know about your favorite drop spot there as well. I think we've talked about this before, but we've been playing a lot of Warzone. Perhaps it's changed. So, Tanner, your favorite place to land in Verdansk?
Mine is train station.
Squad.
I think I've said that before. Okay, I should have said station.
Waiting.
Train station, dropping through the hole in that roof. It's not a hole. It's meant to be there. I mean, it's technically a hole, but it's not like a blown out hole. It's part of the map. You'll figure it out, right? Land train station. That, I think, that area has more loot per square foot, I swear, than anywhere else on the map. I mean, it's insane. Good loot too. It's always has really good stuff.
Per square foot, I would say, yeah.
So it's nuts. Also, it's pretty safe to land there. Even if it's fairly hot, which sometimes it can be, usually there's like just a team or two landing there. There's enough areas to get away and run if you have to just, skirt out of there. Also, if you see guys landing, all you got to do is, if they land somewhere else on the roof, you just drop down through the hole real quick, get a gun. They'll usually drop down, try to chase you. You have the advantage because they're coming down from the roof. So all around, I think it's just a good spot. We seem to do really well when we land there. We've been landing Boner quite a bit lately. I've been liking Boner too.
Boneyard for uninitiated.
Yeah, sorry, Boneyard. And then, well, I've already said too. I'm going to say I like Millie too. Anywhere in military base, I think is pretty good. Pretty good hot drop, but also a good amount of loot there. There's usually a helicopter. There's always a lot of, it's usually scavs there. Seems like a lot of bounties spawn there. So I like that area.
Yeah. Okay. So my answer used to be train station, but it is very annoying when you drop train station, you go through the hole or the permeable surface on the roof, and then you're looting around down there, and you didn't know someone else dropped on the roof, and they can stand on the roof, shoot through the hole, and kill you, and you had no idea they were ever there. This is very annoying. And if you're on the roof of train station, you can shoot into like most of train station by just standing on the roof looking down at the hole. Like, you can see almost the entire train station underneath you. So the loot is very good, and it's not very hot. It's not as hot as like Superstore or anything. And when that happens, if you're like alone, it's fucking great. But the issue I've been having lately with train station is I will drop into the hole, won't know that there are people on the roof, and then they'll just fuck my ass from up high. So that's annoying, and I don't like it. So I think my favorite place is definitely Boneyard. Yeah. There's always a buy station in Boneyard, because there are like 4 possible buy stations in Boneyard. There's the one on the north side. There's one on the southeast side. There's one on the southwest side, and then like the west past that little embankment, there's another one there too. So one of those is always going to be there. Like one, if not usually 2 or 3. So, and there's a lot of loot and there's a lot of contracts. So like Boneyard's always like a good spot to jump. And even if it's hot, you can like get away from people pretty easily, because there's a lot of buildings, but there's not a lot of verticality. So you're not going to get fucked from a rooftop like Promenade typically. But you can still take cover. So Boneyard's like a really good place. I would say that's my favorite for sure. As for Rebirth Island, Tanner and I have no idea. We haven't played it enough to have a favorite drop spot. Because the reality with Rebirth is it's everywhere is hot. Like everywhere. I played it a little bit with Gabriel Saul Perez, Covina, California, Lyman Avenue, 29-year-old Hispanic male, homeless, unemployed. And, you know, there's no, you can't drop without it being hot, which is not like terrible, but I don't know. I don't have a favorite drop spot there. And Tanner doesn't either. So anyways, that's that. Now real quickly, McBango, Sniper Slut, with the 5 gifted subs. And Papa Woody with 2. Let's go, boys. You fucking love to see it, dude. Bango, welcome back, brother. 16 total gifted subs. McBango on Twitch, MCBANGO, by the way, has the best gimmick on Twitch, which is the binoculars in real life. Great gimmick. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to his channel and subscribe and you'll see. So thank you for the 5 gifted subs, dude. I love and appreciate you. And Papa Woody with the 2, dude. Thank you, boys. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Much love. Thank you, Pop. I appreciate you, dude. And Bango, of course, thank you as well, brother. Much love. And now let's move on to Bjorn.
Jesus.
I'm almost done answering these types of questions. They're so bad. So here's your final warning. I'm not going to ban you or anything for asking dumb fucking questions. But let me just say this. From now on, we have no obligation to answer your question. So if you ask a dumb fucking question like this in the Q&A section and it gets ignored, we did it on purpose. We didn't miss your question.
Are we talking about anyone or just a
No, we're talking about anyone. We're talking about anyone.
Okay.
But
okay, well, there's a lot of dumb questions coming up.
Let's just put it this way. If you're 12 years old, it's more likely that your question doesn't get answered because it's a 12-year-old question. So here we go. Bjorn, 12-year-old, says, would you rather never play video games again or never leave your room again, and why?
I'd rather never play video games again. I mean, there's not a single person on Earth, I don't think, that would say they'd rather never leave their room again. I mean, how are you supposed to use the bathroom? What, are you going to fucking put a toilet in the corner and just shit everywhere?
Sure, yeah.
You're going to have a fridge, a microwave. Where's your DoorDash going to come? They're going to come up to your room? Okay. It's just, I mean, you can make these things a little bit better. You can make these questions better and you just don't, right, Bjorn?
Like never leave your house again. Well, how about that?
Well, no, I mean, that's still the dumbest question I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's shit. I would enjoy leaving my room and house. So there's my answer.
Yeah. Same. I mean, this is just this is a childlike understanding of life. Like, yeah, you have to leave your house sometimes. Certainly your room to maybe take a shit. That's one example. What are you gonna, you're going to get like a pulley system out of your window to like send sewage down and have your mom like,
yeah.
What is
well,
so
yeah. Where's he supposed to put his toilet? His corner is full of fucking 3090s that he's mining with, apparently.
Yeah, that is of course.
There's no way he's gonna make money with 1 or 2 3090s mining. By the way,
he said 4 3060 Ti's. I want him to do it so he'll learn, but he thinks he's going to make a lot more money than he will. Like, I guarantee it.
He thinks he's going to become a millionaire in a year off of it. He'll after 1 year, he'll have made $100 in profit after he takes everything else into effect. I mean, those guys that do it have like hundreds of video cards.
Yeah.
I mean, but whatever.
Let's move on.
He read it on Reddit somewhere, so it's true.
Well, Redditors are also 12-year-olds, so. Mm-hmm. Okay, another dumb question. Now, Mr. Salmonella asked this one. Mr. Salmonella is not 12. So
he's a grown adult.
He's a grown-ass man, and he is not afforded the same graciousness.
This is a better question, though. A lot better.
It's marginally better. And again, the bar is not set very high. Okay. by the 12-year-old asking the last question. So, Mr. Salmonella, lotion or dry rub?
Well, lotion, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
what does dry rub even mean? Just, I mean, let's not call it dry rub. Yeah. I mean, Jesus. I was gonna say maybe he was drunk when he asked this question, but it was at 4:55 p.m. his local time, so I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
Of course, it's lotion. I mean, what the fuck, Sal?
Yeah, I don't like injuring myself, so obviously it's lotion. Why would anyone... If you like dry rub, that means that you require such a death grip on your dick that you jerk off way too often, dude. That's the reality. So if you don't like using lotion, it's because you jerk off too much.
Well, also, if it's your first time jerking off and you're in 5th grade, then you're probably doing it dry. I mean, I'm just speaking from, personal experience.
Okay, interesting. Well, maybe you had soft, childlike hands that couldn't.
Well, of course I did.
Couldn't injure you, but I have.
Of course I did.
I have rough manual labor
You
calluses
don't.
on my
Oh,
hands.
stop.
So I can't dry rub. You
Calluses
if I
from
want to.
fucking pressing WASD so
From
often.
fucking smashing.
Actually, if
the
anything,
keys
it's
like a
probably-
demon.
If anything, it's smashing your fucking crouch button because you don't ever move. So
Well, we'll keep that. We'll keep that energy this evening for sure.
okay.
Okay, another dumb. Holy shit! A lot of dumb questions.
The next 2
You're right.
questions are dumb.
Okay. All right. Let's just fly through these. Jesus Christ. Jaren, Iron Ranger, another grown ass man, by the way. If you boys ever got super drunk and fucked, who would be the top?
Because you'd be in
Do we
jail.
have to answer this?
No, we actually don't.
Okay, next question.
Next question. Happy to skirt by here.
This is an interesting one, actually.
Okay.
I want you to answer this first.
Okay. All right. Sure. Real Tucker Carlson, backed by popular demand. There was no popular demand for this, and I don't know what back means because I don't think we've ever answered this before. B cup, natural, or D cup, fake? It depends, but in general, real B cups are great, and that's my answer.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of the fake tits.
Really?
Just not.
Yeah.
It's like
I get it.
it's almost always obvious.
Oh, I feel like so many of them are done poorly. Like, I feel like there's
That's
way
true.
more bad ones out there than good ones.
True.
That's the other thing. It's because, yeah, I don't know.
It's possible though that we see fake ones, but since they're done so well, we don't realize they're fake.
Exactly.
In that case, fake ones are fine, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, B cups. What are we, middle school again?
those are fine, dude. B cups are fine.
They're
Not great.
they're standard.
but-
I mean, B cups are a 4-inch cock for a male, so I wouldn't say they're fine. But
No.
You don't think?
No, because it depends, dude. What if she's like 4'11" and weighs 90 pounds? B cups are great.
that's true. Well,
I'm all about the proportions.
I don't know why you're dealing with her if she's 4'11". I mean, how old is she? You didn't say her age.
Well, I assume she
Because
was
you'd be in jail.
18 to
She's, oh, of course
27.
she's 18.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
18 to 27. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, I think probably the fake D's. I don't know. That's what I would take there. Why don't we see? You know what we should do? We're visual learners, right?
This is exactly what I was thinking. Yes. go
So
on,
maybe
please.
post it in the Discord and we'll have a discussion.
So if you are a female or a male, post a picture of your bare tits in the Discord and tell us
in the
if they're-
Damascus chat, of course.
in Damascus chat naturally. So if anyone else wants to see, go there. And tell us if they're real or fake and what cup size you are, and then we can
Yeah,
compare and contrast.
we're visual learners.
You're visual learners for sure. So we'll do.
Of course, you have to be 18 to join the Discord, though.
that
You know,
is
just make sure you're. Just make sure.
say you're 18, whatever. That's a joke. Don't break the law, of course. Anyways, Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever. All right. Another Call of Duty question, which is interesting.
Nice.
Captain
Super
Redbeard
interesting.
96 asks, do you think that they're doing less content at launch to make the game last longer than a year so that they can add more content later on? Longer than a year?
Oh, wait. Make the game... Oh, longer. I was thinking this was basically like the 1 year life cycle.
That I think he just misspoke, because I think what you thought is what he meant.
Longer than a year, because there really isn't much. What has Modern Warfare had after Cold War came out?
Nothing,
right?
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, just playlist
Let's
updates.
assume he said make the game last a year.
So do I think they're doing less content at launch? Absolutely. But also I do think that a lot of the content just isn't done. I mean, there are certain maps and stuff that are completed, but they don't want to launch the game with that many. Actually, in Cold War, though, I don't know. Apparently in Cold War, I remember Tom Henderson saying they don't have any other maps done. That's why it launched with like fucking 6 maps or something. That's what we were told back then. But I think it's a combination of both. They know they need to make the game last. They can't just drop their whole load on launch now. Games aren't like that anymore. I mean, if the game launched with 20 maps, people would still be sick of the game in like the same amount of time if it launched with 6 maps. I genuinely think that's true, basically. I mean, there's not much of a difference. People would still just complain like, oh, we haven't gotten any new content, even if we had 20 maps on launch.
I think there's some truth to that, yeah.
Yeah. But then there, damn well there's a bunch of things they have completed, weapons, maps. I mean, all of their shop crap, probably. They have a bunch of that stuff done. And they drip that throughout the year, so there's more content. And I mean, it makes total sense, and usually I'm okay with it. Because I think I'm one of those people, like if they drop a bunch of maps, I'm going to be playing all of those, and then it's like, it's going to feel like we're not getting anything, even though we had a lot to start with. If we're not getting new updates regularly, then it's just going to feel off and like we're missing something. So I'm okay with how they do this. I mean, if they're drip feeding content throughout the year, whatever. I mean, that's fine by me, I guess. Unless we're like severely lacking features and maps, like, Cold War maps on launch.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's fine. I mean, I had no issues with any of this in Modern Warfare that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
I have exactly the same perspective. Exactly the same. I'm fine. So first of all, Redbeard, yes, I think they do this. I think they have more shit ready on launch day than they release, and I think they do it on purpose so they can add more content later on. I think that's obviously true. In the case of MDub, that was fine because the game launched with a sufficient amount of content, namely maps. Now, the maps were all terrible. Let me be clear.
We had Azir Cave.
Azir
we had
Cave,
Piccadilly, and we had Grozna Raid on launch. What do you mean?
Grozna Raid.
And Euphrates Bridge.
Euphrates Bridge, which is actually not a terrible map.
It was the worst map on launch, but we ended up... That was like our favorite tens map at the end of the year.
Yeah, because it was so abusable. Yeah, you could just spawn rape everyone. So
I went 107 every game.
Well, yeah, we can check the logs on that. But yes,
okay.
Yeah. So, assuming the MDub maps were passable, which of course they weren't, the quantity of content and maps and guns and shit was fine. So like, yeah. And then they drip fed us throughout the year, and that was fine with me, just like Tanner said. And then in Cold War's case, I would have been fine with it, but there were not enough maps at launch. Especially combined arms maps, which is our favorite mode. There were fucking 2. Like, that's change it, for sure. Now there are 4, but really there are 2. And then they just added 10's maps. Or excuse me, 6's maps to combined arms. So if they launch with enough content at launch, then I'm fine with it. Cold War didn't do that though. And the reason they do this is so that they can have more content throughout the year, sure, but also because when they announce a season, they get an uptick in like Google searches, they get more social media followers, they get more hype on Twitter and Instagram and all this, and all of these things bring them money. So the more often you can generate hype for your game, and then mostly sales. So the more often you can generate hype for your game, the more money you'll make. So of course they're going to drip feed you, because they could have released all of the MW content we have now at launch and then done no seasons, and they would have made far less money than if they had released the exact same total number of content, but drip fed it to us throughout the year as they did. So the reason they do this is very clear. You can say, oh, a new season's coming. People get back in your game. They buy a microtransaction or two. Someone convinces their friend to buy the game. They get a bunch of Twitter followers. Like the reason they do it is super obvious. So they'll continue doing it, and I'm fine with it. But it makes perfect business sense for them to do that. So
Yeah.
But yes, they do. They it's inconceivable that they don't do that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, good question. Next one, Riel B.
This is a funny question now. Looking 2 months later.
If this is answered in another place by the time you get to this, my apologies. My question is, with Cold War being out, do you think you'll still play Warzone? Or was Warzone more a stopgap because of the dislike for MW's multiplayer? Yeah, these questions are out of order. Sorry. This is in November. So, Tanner, obviously not exactly relevant. We could talk about it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's very clear now. Cold War is not a very popular game for multiplayer. I mean, battle royales are just king still, which I thought they would have died off by now, but that's what people like to play. That's what's popular. That's what streamers play. That's what you guys want to watch. So at this point, absolutely not. I mean, I find myself basically never playing Cold War. I find myself playing Cold War strictly to level guns that I want to use in Warzone versus playing like Plunder or something. I figure, okay, I'll go play some Cold War. I'll level some weapons. And that's pretty much the only reason I'm playing at this point, which is kind of depressing when you think about it, because we had some big plans for Cold War. I mean, going for dark matter quickly, doing a lot of zombie stuff, getting quick nukes, things like that. And just, I don't know, none of it ended up happening. And for me, it was because I don't like Cold War at all, and I think it's a bad game. But yeah, I mean, Warzone is still king right now. I mean, who was it? That BK Tour guy, I think I talked about this a few episodes ago. He had posted the live player count that specific day for Modern Warfare multiplayer, and it was over 2 million concurrent players at one point for Modern Warfare multiplayer.
That's so crazy.
There's no way Cold War multiplayer had that many players. He didn't have the numbers for, or they didn't post it, but I'm like, there's no way that many people are playing Cold War multiplayer.
Yeah.
So Warzone is going to remain king this year. It's very obvious. I mean, if they do major updates to Warzone, this game could last years. I mean, PUBG is still alive somewhat. Fortnite's kind of still alive. I mean, this could last a while because it's a better BR than those games for sure.
True. Yeah, so this is an interesting question because when, like, prior to Cold War coming out, I think Warzone we did think of as a stopgap. And we thought, or we were hoping at least, that by the time Cold War came out, we would like it, and people would like it, and we would like go hard on it, like we did in Black Ops 4, for example. I miss Black Ops 4, because back in the day of Black Ops 4, before the podcast ever started, Tanner and I would play Black Ops 4 multiplayer just to play because it was fun. Because it was
which
fun.
Is crazy. Yeah.
Which hasn't happened since Black Ops 4. It almost never happened in MW. The most fun we ever had in MW was that weekend we were trying to get a nuke because we had a goal. Because of course there's no challenges to do in MW, right? So there's nothing to like grind toward there. So we were having fun when we were going for Damascus and shit, but we didn't have to do that like together or anything. We didn't have to go for nukes together. In fact, we didn't get a nuke. We both got them separately, but we were trying for a weekend to like help each other get them. Like, okay, you run specialist, I'll run UAV, advanced UAV, whatever. And like, that was the most fun we had in MW. But like BO4, like we would get on to play 4 times a week for like a couple hours every night because it was a fun game.
Yeah.
It was a fun game, and I missed that. And we were hoping that Cold War would bring us back to that place. It didn't. And
Yeah,
it didn't.
exactly.
Now, I think we probably wouldn't have played as much Cold War, even if Cold War was really fun. I think we would still probably be playing more Warzone than Cold War because more of you guys are interested in it, and it's better stream content for Tanner because it's more interesting to watch. So I think
you guys don't care about multiplayer, which is fine. I don't care about watching multiplayer either unless somebody is absolutely fucking nuts. Like really, really good.
There's like a dozen multiplayer streamers I'll watch.
Yeah.
But there's like hundreds of Warzone streamers I'll watch. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
So, I think it was kind of inevitable that we like shifted to Warzone a lot, but to this degree, it certainly helped that Cold War multiplayer is not the best. For sure.
Yeah.
Or Cold War in general, really. So, anyways, good question. Real quick, Senti, with the 6 months, McBango bought a mug from the official Dropshot store, the Drop Shop, exclamation point merch to buy yours, and an alert will appear on screen. Thank you, Bango. It's an excellent mug, and you should get them while they last because they're not going to last forever. We'll get into it. And get scammed with the 5 gifted subs, dude. Let's go. Get scammed. Thank you, brother. Welcome back, dude. 5 gifted subs. That's a lot of scratch. 16 total gift arenas to this program. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, sir. It means a lot. You've been here quite a while too, by the way, which we appreciate, of course. A real one, as they say. So thank you, Get Scammed. Senti, 6 months, also been here quite a while. Enjoy your new badge. You're a part of the Elite Gold Badgers. So shout out to you, Senti, and welcome back, dude. Thank you again for the sub. And Bango, enjoy your mug. Post pictures once you get it. I appreciate the love and support, boys. Thank you ever so much. Much love. And now, let's move on to our next question from Steel Switch. If you had to redo the functionality of the Call of Duty companion application, what would you have the app do? It's actually a good question. I like it.
Which one is the Call of Duty? I don't even know if I've ever really used that one.
It's called the Call of Duty
just called
companion app. It's like the official one. It's like Activision made it.
I think it's the one I have open.
The icon is like a black, like a sergeant insignia.
I wouldn't change anything because I don't care about it. I don't know. I forgot I even had it on my phone. I mean, it's like, look, I just go through my feed and it's just everyone. It just says everyone has started playing. I don't know. I mean,
it's pretty
there's
cool.
nothing,
you can look at your combat record and stuff.
Yeah, but there's nothing I would actually care to like open up the app every few days just to look at that. Like, even if I change things, it's not something I would care about, really.
Yeah, I feel you.
So you know what I would do? Steel Switch. I would just delete the app. I would just remove it entirely. Whoever worked on that at Activision should have spent their time doing something else. Of course, they hired a third party to do it, but whoever wasted their time having to plan with that third party on what they wanted in the app, well, do something else with your time.
Yeah.
Don't make an app.
I would add the ability to share a loadout. And we've talked about this before because I think someone gave us the idea, which I thought was a great idea. Tanner shit on it. But I thought it was a great idea, and I still think it's a great idea. You go into the companion app, you select one of your loadouts, and then you press like a copy button.
Oh, that was the patent Von der Haar has. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay, yeah. I would add that sooner. So stop patenting, start coding, Fundy. You press a button, and you could send it to someone else in the app, or you can copy a link that you can use anywhere. So you can text it to someone, and then when they click the link, it shows your loadout with all your attachments. That would be very cool. And that would actually have some utility. Because then I could put the link, and like streamers could put the link in like their streams. So you type exclamation point Warzone, and then you get a link that once someone clicks on it, it shows both guns, all the attachments, the camos, the perks, the everything. That'd be very cool. That's what I would have the app do. The ability to export loadouts.
Well, yeah, or like Whitey, the 12-year-old, is saying, just give them the loadout. Tell them the 5 attachments. It's not that hard, right?
Well, when you change your loadouts all the time, it is. It would be much easier to have one link, so then whenever you change custom loadout 1, that is reflected in the link. Instead of you having to retype your stream command like an absolute asshole. It's just always updated. It's just tied to custom loadout 1. It's a cool idea, and you're just a cunt. You're a shit cunt.
It's just, okay, it's not necessary, basically.
Okay. Amazon Prime isn't necessary either, because I could drive to the grocery store.
It's
I could
necessary.
drive to the grocery. You're so dumb.
It's absolutely necessary.
You're making me so mad. Okay, dude. We'll keep that in mind.
I love Jeff.
Sure.
I love Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos pays a lot of our Twitch Prime subs, actually.
He does.
So
Thank
shout
you,
out
Jeff.
to Jeff. Yeah. Friend of the pod, of course. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a special announcement about him next Saturday. We'll see.
It's possible. Tune in.
Maybe he'll be our guest.
It's possible. You might have a guest called Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billionaire. Okay. But yeah, that was a good question, Steele. I liked it. Okay. Next question. From Dingle, friend of the program. Random question that came to my mind. Okay. Right now, would you guys say the drop shot has been one of the most impactful moments in your lives? Now, before you answer, Tanner, I want to remind everyone, I'm going to stand up, walk to my bathroom, because I'm not Bjorn, and I'm not going to stay locked in my room forever. I'm going to whip out my giant white cock and then piss into my toilet with it. So I will be right back. Tanner.
Say toilet?
I don't know what I said. I've had
I think
one
you said
Heineken.
toilet.
Well, I'm hammered because I had a Heineken. So what are your thoughts?
I don't know why you're not drinking something harder. We're not gaming tonight, but whatever.
You're not gaming tonight?
No, we've talked about this.
Oh, shit. I forgot. All right, whatever.
You've got memory problems.
I'm gaming. So.
Yeah, you're gaming. I'm not. I'm going to sleep. Would you say it's been one of those? Yes, I actually would say that. I mean, there's a lot of time that goes into it, so that alone makes it something impactful. When you're doing something basically for like 10 months now, well, no, actually not 10 months, basically a year. When you're doing something for a year that takes up 2 or 3 nights out of your week, every single week for that year, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That's something pretty impactful, obviously. And it's like, I was always interested in things like streaming. I always thought that'd be cool to be like a popular streamer. I'm like, damn, this is dope, dude. These guys get paid to play video games all day. That's so fun. I'd love to do that. So, you know, I started streaming, and that's came a long way too. I mean, yeah, it's been a fucking ride. That's for sure. I mean, we never imagined any. I'm looking at the screen right now, and Raz has 636 subscribers. When we started this podcast, he had 18 subscribers. I would say that's pretty impactful. I mean, we've been able to do a lot more things. We've upgraded our rigs. We've done a lot for the program. You guys have donated an insane amount through bits, you know, actual cash donations, subs. So yeah, I mean, it's been great having that extra income, and that's what we need to go full time, and that's what we're trying to do with this. So yes, it's for sure been impactful. It's been a ride. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm glad I told Raz that I'd do it with him a year ago, even though I thought he was a dipshit.
True. Also true. Also true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he made me buy my webcam. Just be here Saturday. You guys will see.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll see.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about this more next week. January 23rd, of course. Mark your calendars.
When the 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 6 to Pacific Standard Time.
Correct. Yeah. At twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot and twitch.tv/Raznon, respectively. Follow both, subscribe to both, give subs.
That's why we're getting the follows. They don't want to forget it. That's probably why.
Oh, actually, probably. Good point. Anyways, Yeah, Dingle, I've talked about this. I think we both have. But yeah, of course. One of the most impactful for sure. Definitely. Yeah. Because it's, like Tanner said, it takes up so much time. Of course it impacted our lives. It's taken up more of my time than Tanner's too, just because I have more time to do shit. Go ahead.
It could have happened a better year too. Like if we had started this on a non-COVID year, I don't think we'd be where we were at.
100% true.
Because like when we started this and it was every Saturday night, like before COVID hit, it was like, fuck, this kind of sucks. Like, you know, like my wife and I would, you know, we go out to dinner and stuff Saturday nights often. So I'm like, okay, like if we want to do things, we got to do this Friday or Sunday. And she was fine with it, thankfully. And then COVID hit and it's like, okay, there's nothing to do on Saturday nights anyways. So I'm home. Let's do this.
True. Yeah. I didn't think about that because I don't have those concerns, of course, because no one loves me. But
yeah. And there's been way more people watching live streams and stuff this year because of COVID.
Yeah, and you can see that too from all these people on Twitter saying like, dude, my YouTube exploded this year. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's like everyone's home. So yeah, that's a good point. We got, I mean, tough to say lucky that there's been a global pandemic that's killed millions of people. But we got lucky. But we got lucky.
I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't lucky, but we are.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, for sure. All the time it's taken up. And how well it's been doing relative to our expectations, which were none. We had no expectations.
Which was, yeah.
We had hopes,
I mean, who was our first listener that I feel like it was, oh my God.
Damascus Impaler?
No. What's our boy we play BO4 with sometimes?
Scooby Snack?
No, he got in voice with us sometimes.
Shadow?
He still stops by. No.
Oh
my God.
Pizzo.
No.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think he was Asian or something, had an accent. He stops by every once in a while. I can't think of his name.
Oh shit. What is his name?
I feel so bad. I can't think of his name.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh my God. Why can I not think of his name?
Fuck, I can't think of his name either. I'm not even close. I have no idea. I know exactly who you're talking about though.
I feel like he was like in the first episode in chat, like always. He was there.
Yeah.
He was like, whoa, you guys are doing a podcast now? Like, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, what was his name, dude? I know exactly who you're talking about.
I mean, he stops by every once in a while still and resubs.
He does, yeah. Not Cubas, no. He's
Cubas
he's like an Asian dude, I think. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He watches Syrian a lot.
I have the name there, but I can't. It's right there. Anyways. Yeah, whatever.
Fuck, we forgot. Fuck. It's going to come to us like as soon as we turn off the stream.
It'll come to us in 10 minutes probably.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, for sure one of the most impactful moments in our lives. Yeah. And again, I've talked about this before and we'll talk about it next week probably. Certainly. I'm going to be super drunk. So
oh God. It's going to be a 6-hour episode.
Oh, minimum. So I'm not going to get into it too much here, but yes is the answer to that question for sure. So yeah. I need to assemble the squad for some Warzone then, if you're not going to be on because you're shit.
Well, you should have assembled it beforehand because I told you I wasn't going to play like a week ago.
Well, I've been busy making.
Have you?
Making moves, as they say, as the kids say.
As they say, yeah.
It is what the kids say for sure.
Yeah.
Real quickly, for record shattering number here, Mullet Proof Bunk has gifted
going pee
20 submarinos to the channel, dude. Let's go. Mullet, you animal, for a total of 479 fucking gifted subs. Mullet, you son of a bitch. Mullet, our future CFO, friend of the program, of course, who has been very, very generous, really since he started listening, I would say. Been here quite a while now. How long has Mullet been subbed for? 7 months. Yeah, quite a while. Mullet goes way back. Real friend of the program, no longer a mute, which is cool. With the 20 gifted subs. Mullet, I love and appreciate you, dude. That is a lot of fucking money, a lot of support. You've been very impactful on this program, Mullet, as have others. We'll get into it, episode 101. But I will say, for the 20 gifted, for all your past support, thank you very much, dude. I love and appreciate you, brother. It means the world to me. Thank you, Mullet, for real, for the 20, and for everything. You're fucking insane. Much love, dude. Thank you, brother. And now, we will move on. So thank you again, dude. Also, real quick, we got a new frog in here. Burnt Toast. Yo, what's up? Love the podcast. What's up, dude? Welcome. Glad you found it live, brother. How did you find the program? Let your boy know in chat, because I'm curious how people have found the program. But I'm glad you like it, dude. And do we look different than you thought we would? Find out here. Tell us. All right. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. From Brutal Smack. Oh shit! Hold on. Fuck. Fuck. Hold on. I gotta write this down.
What?
I just thought I can't say it on stream.
Is it about?
Yes. Yeah. Add the.
Add
the. Yeah. To the. Okay. All right. I gotta remind myself tomorrow. I think I already did, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what one I'm referring to?
I think I know though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's related to this next. So. Brutal Smack asks, Tanner, have you ever had an in-game handle? Okay.
Yikes.
If not, what would it be? Tanner.
Oh man, this is. So before Tanner, I had the worst ever in-game handle. Back when I was really young, I don't even remember what my handles were. I think I had a couple dumb names probably, but so did you ever use Xfire?
Not
the chat program.
Not much.
You know what it is.
I know
though,
what
right?
it is. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a chat program. That's what everyone used back in the day. Back in the COD 4 competitive days, we all used Xfire. We had each other friended. That's how you like found matches and stuff like that, and like chat with your squad and whatnot. See what people are playing. It's basically instant messenger, but for gaming, right? So you could like set your little status as like away from keyboard, busy. And one day, I was in middle school. I don't know why. My mom made meatloaf for dinner, right? So as my away message,
I remember this now. Yeah.
As my away message, I wrote BRB eating meatloaf or something dumb, because I was like Whitey in the chat. I was 12. I was a dumb little boy.
Correct. As 12-year-olds are. Yeah.
So I don't know why I said that, but I just remember like I came back after eating and I had like random messages that were like, oh, like meatloaf slaps or something. And like we were just talking about meatloaf, the food. And then I don't know why. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to make my name Meatloaf. So then I used the name Meatloaf for like fucking years, actually. But then people always saw like, oh, like Meatloaf, the musician. I love that guy. And at the time I was like, I don't know who that is. And I don't know what you're talking about.
I still don't know who that is.
I don't know. I was like, my name is Meatloaf after the food, which is probably worse than after the musician, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So my name was Meatloaf after food. And then I think it was like Meatloaf like 5492, which was, my date of birth. If anyone wants to figure out my identity exactly. But yeah, so I ran that for a while up until. Yeah, I ran that through COD 4 a lot. What other games did I play after? I don't remember, but at some point I just changed it back to Tanner once I was like, why the fuck am I using this name anymore? And then I wasn't good at thinking of names to use, so I just changed it back to Tanner. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll just put it as this.
Well, so Tanner was taken, and then it was Tanner, and then that was taken, so it was Tanner.
Yeah.
And then that was taken, so it was Tanner. And then that was taken, so it was Tanner.
Oh.
54.
Yeah. Also, there was this guy that was really good at COD 4 that was on a pro team, and his name was Taylor. And it was like lowercase t, and then the rest of his name was spelled out capitals, and at the end, Taylor, it was a bunch of R's. So I was like, oh, I like that. So, of course, I was 12 or 13, I ended up copying his name at some point later and doing it with Tanner, which is why I did it that way.
I see. It's interesting. That's a 12-year-old move for sure. It adds up.
It adds up,
It
yeah.
adds up for sure.
So now I don't, yeah, so that's what I am. I mean, I'd rather people call me by my real name than call me Meatloaf, so I don't know.
Okay, Meatloaf.
You're such a...
I'm gonna change your. I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, I'll save that.
You're gonna...
Yeah. I'm gonna. All right. You're such children. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Thank you, Brule, for that question. Yeah, I've forgotten about Meatloaf, but you were even Meatloaf on BO4 for a while. Or
Was
no,
I?
No, you weren't.
I don't think
it was
so.
on Battlefield when we played together. You were Meatloaf at the time. I know I've seen your in-game be Meatloaf on something. I think it might.
It was probably all the way... Oh! It could have been... Yeah, it was probably Battlefield or back when I played SWTOR with you for a couple days.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you and Ben. Yeah, you guys were real grinders. Fucking
Dude,
max level.
Dude, no, I played that game a decent amount, actually. I wish I could go back and view my hours. How do you even launch that game? Is there any way for me to pull up my old account?
Yeah, just log in and then type.
What did it launch
played.
through?
It's its own thing. It's the SWTOR launcher.
I'll download it later.
You won't.
We'll play it. We'll play it for episode 101.
We won't. But yeah, for sure. God, I was so good at that game. Anyways, yeah. Okay, thank you, Brule. McBango with the 3-month sub. Let's go, dude. Thank you, Bangy Boy. I love and appreciate you, brother. Welcome back. 3 months, a relative new frog, so change it. Stay longer. And then you'll be an old frog. But much love, Bangy Boy. Thank you, dude. Yeah, so Whitey said, he thought I was Asian. And then he said, am I allowed to say that? Yes. Nothing wrong with Asian people. It's fine. So if you thought I was Asian, you were wrong, obviously. But it's fine. Not a problem. Don't sound Asian, though. Do I sound Asian? Did anyone think I was an Asian guy? I feel like I don't have an Asian
I know a
sounding
popular
voice.
partnered streamer who is Asian and denies it.
His name is Fizz, of course, yeah. He says he's not
Yeah.
Asian. I don't believe him. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just like
It's
he
just,
sounds
you
like
can
an Asian
tell
dude.
somebody's, yeah, you can tell somebody's voice and you know what they are.
Yeah. That's of course true. I found you guys from typing Warzone on Spotify. Damn! Look at that SEO, dude. Look at that search engine optimization, dude. That's good
If you
to know.
search Warzone podcast on Google, we're the top one also.
Really?
We're the first one that comes up. Yep.
Let's fucking go, dude. God, SEO gods,
God, your aunt's
dude.
really looking out for us.
Well, yeah, she of course works. So, yeah, that's of course true. Yeah, anyways. I thought I was looking for something else, but I can't find it. Whatever. Let's move on. McBango. I don't know if Tanner will have an answer to this.
That's what I hate answering music related questions.
Well, you like Taylor Swift, so you've been punished for your dumb fucking answers. So. And hopefully that continues.
I haven't listened to this type of music for 12 years, so yeah.
Okay. Well, McBango. Top 3 metal bands and top 5 if you've got a top 5. You'll be judged heavily based on your answer. So McBango's mouse is hovering over the cancel subscription button on Twitch TV. That's fine. Tanner, don't fuck me over here. Top 3 metal bands.
Oh, you actually want me to answer?
We'll try to. You have any thoughts?
I don't fucking know. No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I haven't listened to this type of music actually since like the beginning of high school. Or no, well, all throughout high school. And even then that wasn't considered like metal music. That was more like on the emo spectrum of metal music, you know what I mean? They call it hardcore. It's
in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I don't want to answer.
Top
Next.
3 metal bands. Number 1 is of course Atom Ship. They've only released 1 album, but it is like my favorite album of all time and my favorite metal band of all time for sure. ATOMSHIP, one word. The album is The Crash of 47. It is a fucking masterpiece. It's very good. And the vocals are like clean if you're into that, which I'm not. Typically, I don't really care. But Atom Ship is very good because the drummer, Chad Kent, is an absolute demon on the sticks. If you listen to the song Dragonfly and you play the drums, tell me how it's done, because I don't get it. He's like doing quarter notes on his hi-hat while he's doing like 16ths with his bass drum, which I don't know how many feet this guy has, but I thought it was 2. So I don't know how he's doing it. He's insane. Every song is impressive on the drums, except Withered, which is the easiest song I've ever heard. But that's number 1. Number 2, probably Mastodon. Mastodon is a great band, and it is very... Jake, Warzone, after the program. Yes, no. Mastodon is a very niche metal band, I would say. It's like sludge metal, and not a lot of people are into that. But, like, I mean, there's so many banger songs. Where Strides the Behemoth off of Remission, their premier debut album. It's so good, dude. It's so fucking disgusting. Mother Puncher, the entire end, like 2 minutes of just slow, sludgy. And we've talked about this, I think. So I won't belabor this too much longer. Number 3, probably Megadeth. This was one of my first... This is one of the first metal bands I ever listened to. The first metal band I ever got into was Disturbed, because Down with the Sickness...
Oh, yeah.
Down with the Sickness came out when I was in, like, middle school.
Yeah, they were so popular.
They were super popular. Yeah.
They had that song and one other song that was popular.
Stupefy.
Is that what it was?
Stupefied. Yeah. They had other ones too, because they had a Guitar Hero song, which is a great song, off of their album 10,000 Fists, called Stricken. It was a like popular Guitar Hero song. Very good song. But anyways, when Down with the Sickness came out, I think the album was called Down with the Sickness, and the song was, of course, too. Was the album called? Doesn't matter. I was like, ooh, I like this like kind of music. What is this? And then I like learned it was metal. And then I got balls deep in Metallica. Balls deep for years. I was just like heavy Metallica. Love Metallica, still do. But then I started playing the drums, and I was like, oh, this Lars Ulrich guy, this small Danish elf, is not very good at the drums. This is upsetting. I wonder if there are any other similar metal bands where the drummer can actually use his instrument. Now, I'm kind of teasing. Lars Ulrich is fine, but he's not a professional caliber drummer. He's better than I am, obviously, but he's not a professional. And then that led me to learn about Dave Mustaine, the former lead guitarist of Metallica, who made his own band called Megadeth. And then they had a drummer.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Dave Mustaine was the lead guitarist of Metallica. He pissed in like an amp and like stole a bunch of shit, and he was just balls deep, and he was just banging H. He was on the H train. He was on the coke train.
Squad W.
He was doing all the drugs, and he was a real alcoholic piece of shit. So they kicked him out, and then he made a band called Megadeth. And they had a bunch of drummers. Their first one was Gar Samuelson, who, another heroin addict, but and he had a jazz background. He was trained in jazz music. And a jazz drummer playing metal is very interesting, and it sounds great. And he was their drummer on their first album. I forget the name of it. And then their second album, of course, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? And then they got, after that, not sure who, might have been Nick Menza, who's probably their most popular drummer. And these people are just demons. So much better than Lars Ulrich. And then, so anyway, I got into Megadeth. And that is probably my third favorite metal band, for sure.
Interesting. I want to know what McBango listens to. I would like to hear.
He's a metalhead. I'd like to hear Bango's top 3 as well. But,
yeah.
I mean, go listen to Good Morning Black Friday and tell me if your dick doesn't get hard, right? Because if it doesn't work, or you don't have one. because it's such a good song, dude. Just fucking, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Black Friday, fight the devil on the wall. So fucking
Okay. It's so weird, but I actually just like don't ever listen to music. Cause like I work, I can't listen to music there. It's like I don't ever drive anywhere. My drive to work is 2 minutes. I don't even turn the radio
while
on.
you game. You're always
No,
in
of course I
Discord these
don't.
days now. But
I don't ever game and listen. I've never been one of those people that game and listen to music because I like actually like paying attention and hearing things. So I've never done that either. I don't know. Like literally the only time I'll listen to things, I'll put my AirPods in when I'm doing dishes, and usually I listen to a podcast or something. Other than that, I just like never play music. There's like never times where I'm like, oh, let me listen to some music. I don't know.
Yeah, like doing chores too. That's a good one. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. Like nowadays, I listen to podcasts a lot more, and that's like my music time. But I still listen to plenty of music. But I see your point. I can understand that people like just don't do it anymore because they listen to podcasts instead. Just fair.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's that. So, great question, Bango. Hopefully you didn't cancel your sub.
There's
how many
his
more
answer for you.
How many more do you want to do? I know you have.
I don't know. We'll go a
bedtime.
little, maybe like 15 minutes or something. We'll keep it.
Figure it the fuck out.
We'll
for sure.
we'll see. Maybe one more question. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll fucking for sure figure it out. But thank you. Next one. Okay, Tanner has probably more enthusiasm for this question. A lot of interesting off-topic questions tonight. It's not a problem. Quad Dominator asks, Italian food or Mexican food? Okay. TDS.
This is the toughest. This is the most controversial question we've ever been asked, I think.
This isn't difficult for me, but I can see it being
Really?
difficult
It's
for a
not
lot of
difficult.
people. Not at all.
I mean, yeah, I've been to Mexico and I've been to Italy, so I've had both types of food. Have you been to either place? Yeah, okay.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Which one did you say was your favorite food without any detours?
Fuck, man. They're both so good. But let's judge it as we're going to eat this every single day for the rest of our lives, and I think it has to be Mexican food.
No, you didn't.
You went the other way?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they're both fucking delicious. Italian. Oh, I just remembered pizza's Italian food. Fuck.
Pizza's super Italian.
I was thinking like pastas and shit. I mean, pizza is in fact Italian. I don't know. I mean, see, you got like really good pastas. I had penne alla vodka again tonight that my wife made. It was fantastic, of course. Pizza. Oh my God. You got some, oh fuck. Good breads. But then, like Mexican food, I feel like you can eat it every day. It seems like there's like a wider range of food. I mean, they're all the same. They're all just in a tortilla, but they're different. You know what I mean? I mean, you can eat burritos, like really good street tacos, nachos. Oh man.
I think if you had to eat it every day, you would have to pick Mexican because there are more ways to, pun intended, spice up the food. Because you can use like green salsa or like red salsa or like all kinds of different crazy shit. Italian food, you can't add fucking spices to it, really.
True.
I mean, you can, but not to that.
Well, you add a lot of spices, but yeah, not like that. Yeah. I get what you're saying. And like my favorite, like when you eat a really, really good taco, like that place I've talked about in Arizona called Taco Guild, that's so fucking good. Like you just don't ever want to eat anything else again.
Yeah.
So pizza is of course fucking fantastic though, by the way. That's the best type of Italian food.
Well, that's okay. So let me answer the question. Of course it's Italian food. We have garlic bread. I mean, come on, guys. Have you ever had garlic? Have you ever had garlic anything before?
I had some tonight. It was so good. We bought this loaf of bread from, it's like a baguette type thing. It was so long. It was like probably 2.5, 3 feet long.
It's French bread.
From Albertsons.
I guess you don't know that since you've never been to France, so.
It's baguette.
Yeah,
no,
it
French. Wasn't.
Isn't a baguette French bread? Typically.
But like the way you do it is like Italian style. That's what I'm saying. Like butter, garlic, oregano, little bit of cheese is so good.
Dude, olive oil. How?
Yeah.
There's no olive oil in a fucking taco, dude.
Well, okay. Okay. What are you fucking drinking cups of olive oil?
No, but
I mean,
no,
what
dude,
are you
but
doing?
I'm using it to enhance the flavor. I'm not doing anything, of course, because I buy it from a restaurant, but they're doing that.
Okay.
So,
So finish your answer.
Okay, yeah, Italian food. They have the herb called garlic. They have garlic bread. They have olive oil. I mean, olive oil's so good. You're so
What do you
dumb
keep
if you
bringing
don't
up
like
olive oil for?
Because
What the
it's
fuck?
bomb, dude. It's bomb. Have you ever had bruschetta?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Butter, too. Butter's cool. Not much butter in Mexican food. There's probably some. Maybe in
There's
rice
butter.
they put butter in it, but
The thing is, here's the thing. If you eat like a really, really good authentic taco and then you eat like a really, really good pasta, I feel like the taco is always going to be like, oh my God, this is so fucking good. And the pasta, like Italian food has a lower skill ceiling, right?
I
mean,
disagree with this because you're not
really?
thinking of the sauce, dude. The pasta
Yes,
itself.
I am.
No, the pasta itself, very low skill ceiling. Hey, put noodles in water.
That's the
make it
thing about
hot,
Italy
and
is
it's
like,
fine.
oh, homemade noodles. Like, I don't fucking care. They tasted the same. Use prepackaged noodles.
Use
I don't
Barilla
care.
or whatever it's
They
called.
taste fine. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
don't waste your time making noodles.
There's an extremely high skill ceiling on a good meat sauce, dude. And
Okay. Yeah.
of course there is. A
Yeah.
good red sauce with some ground beef, maybe some ground pork in the mix. How much oregano do we add? How much do we add parsley? Do we add cilantro?
Yeah, true.
You know, like how runny is the sauce? Because if it's too runny, then it's just like my plate is wet, and I don't want that. But if it's too solid, then it's just like I'm having hamburger helper on top of noodles.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's unacceptable too. So you have to get the right consistency, the right viscosity. I mean, and then do you want some spiciness? Do you want a little kick? Or do you want a
little bit of red pepper, maybe
just
a little bit of red pepper
cayenne,
flakes?
just a little cayenne action?
Well, I don't know about cayenne, but yeah.
Or some whatever, some
Red
of
pepper
course,
flakes.
maybe some traditional ground pepper.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, there's.
I mean, they're both fantastic foods. That's what I'm saying.
They are both. Yeah.
It's
sure.
very hard to pick because they're both fantastic.
Sure. The main thing for me though is that there are more carbs in Italian food generally, and carbs
Yes.
are delicious. Therefore, Italian wins.
Interesting.
I would have to say Italian.
You were talking about meat sauce. I've had a meat sauce once that was ground boar. That was the best meat sauce I've ever had. So fucking good.
Interesting.
So good, dude.
Very interesting.
Very, very good.
I've never had boar before.
And also this the penne vodka Sierra has made a couple times now. That is probably straight up the best pasta I've ever had. And there's no meat in it, of course. It's just
Sierra,
butter.
go ahead and leave the
it's
stream real
butter,
quick.
onion. She just has a gun. There's a gun to my head. Stop.
Camera.
Stop. Put the gun down.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, Jake. Yeah. He brings up Spanish, rice, and churros out of all Mexican food. I'm
Don't
fucking
ever-
sure.
Churros. Come on.
I mean,
dude.
churros are great. Let's not bring them up. You're just embarrassing us now, Jake. Come on.
Churros are great because it's fucking bread and a shit ton of sugar, dude. Of course they're good.
It's fantastic. Yeah. There's no
What
such
about-
thing as a bad churro. There's really good churros and there's good churros.
Yeah, yeah. Great point. Great point. I kind of feel this way about pizza too. You can't really
Yeah.
fuck up a pizza. It'll be fine.
Yeah, even like shit tier frozen pizzas are like, I mean, it's pizza. It tastes pretty bad, but it's pizza, and you still eat it.
Yeah, like it's fine. Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey,
Oh,
there's
he's talking about
dough.
for carbs. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna eat churros for dinner, dude. That's a dessert. Like, it's not in the equation. I wouldn't call churros Mexican food. I would call it Mexican dessert.
Have you ever had churros where like you dip it in like a chocolate sauce?
No, but I'm interested. Tell me more.
Fucking bomb.
Hey, tell me more.
We went to this place up by Big Sur, and like I wanted to order the churros, and Sierra was like, "Okay, sure." And I was like, "They look really good. People online say they're good." They came out and we both took bites and just looked at each other and were like, what the fuck was that? Like, it was so good. It was these big fat honkers, and they came with this chocolate dipping sauce. It's like, you just get a touch. You don't fucking dip it in there like a French fry. You just get a little tiny corner of it, get a little wet. Dude, they are amazing. Like the food at that place wasn't even that good. It was like that modern Mexican where it was like really expensive. I mean, it was fine, but it was like I got 2 enchiladas and it was $30.
Yeah, you
right?
got fleeced, yeah.
We got fleeced.
Yeah.
But the churros were amazing, dude. And I mean, oh yeah, churros are fantastic.
What are your thoughts?
Even Costco churros are fucking great.
Yeah, churros like
Disneyland
pizza.
churros.
You can't just like you said, you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
If you dip something edible in 3 pounds of cinnamon sugar, it'll be pretty good.
Oh my god, it's I want a churro so badly.
What are your thoughts on asparagus?
I love asparagus. It's great. I mean, it makes my pee smell awful, of course, but it tastes great.
That's a genetic thing. Some people's pee is unaffected, and then
Really?
some
What is
people's
yours?
smells like
Because you have your cock genetically is much larger than the average white males.
It is, and it's built different. So it's what's
built
interesting about my giant white penis is that I have the gene for it, but by the time it reaches from my bladder to the end of my giant white dick, the smell is dissipated. It takes too long. So, in my family,
Okay.
that gene is there. Yes, the piss is rancid, of course. But I don't care. It tastes
great.
Piss doesn't smell good without asparagus in my diet either. So
Yeah.
I'm unaffected by this. But there's another dish I had recently, Italian dish, of course, and it is a dish because Italians make sophisticated meals, if nothing else. They don't make sophisticated automobiles. Ever heard of Fiat? It was called, like, there's no asparagus in this, but it was called, I think it was like chicken tetrazzini or tetrazzini.
Chicken tetrazzini.
Yeah.
My mom used to make that. Fuck, I forgot about that. I don't know what like a real chicken tetrazzini is, but she would make it, and whatever it was fantastic. What is in the one you had?
It was, it's like these goofy noodle shapes. Change it. They were like a condom that you haven't unwrapped yet. You know how a condom is like it's like circular shape, and the ridges like come up, and then it like kind of concaves a little bit, and then there's another little bubble for your dickhead.
I've never used one. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's an issue, but they were that shape. I don't know what the noodle's called though, but there's a name for the noodle. It's like the
We'll
piece
call
of pasta.
it noodles.
Just some dumb noodle.
Again, noodles are generic. Tell me everything else.
Right, exactly, yeah. And then it was like a Romano cream sauce.
Yeah.
And then there is, I don't remember exactly. Chicken, obviously.
Chicken.
I think maybe some shredded Parmesan. I'm not sure on that.
My mom made it with mushrooms. Did yours have like sliced mushrooms?
Mushrooms and spinach was the dish. And spinach is an underrated vegetable. Spinach is very good.
Spinach is great, yeah.
Especially when, and this is why spinach artichoke dip is popular, is because if you combine spinach with cheese or a cheese sauce, a cheese reduction maybe, then the spinach absorbs the flavor of the sauce in which it is cooked, and the spinach is elevated to a new height, making the spinach really good. So the spinach in this dish is fantastic. And it's a dark green leafy vegetable, which is good for you too.
What do you think of broccoli?
Plus, I'm a big fan of broccoli.
I love broccoli. We've been making a decent amount too. It's so good. You just like basically steam it with like butter, salt, pepper. It's so good. It slaps. Plus, it's cheap. You just buy a frozen bag of fucking broccoli for like $1.99, and you have it as like a side dish to dinner like 6 times.
Yeah, true. Here's why I was gassing up olive oil, by the way. Here's how you make broccoli. First of all, you take it out of whatever. You cut all the stem off. All of it.
All of it, really?
Not really, but most of it.
I was gonna say that's wrong. But
Stems
yeah,
are shit.
okay.
Yeah. But you put them in a pan, and then you submerge the broccoli in olive oil. Put too much olive oil in the pan where you're like, okay, this is too much. Then double that, and then you have enough. And then you get some garlic cloves, chop them up, dice them, whatever. Put these in the pan as well. And then put too much garlic, and then double that as well. And then you just fucking sear that bitch until the green leaves of the broccoli are like brownish hue, where they've absorbed a lot of olive oil and a lot of garlic. And then you put them on your plate and then put them in your fat fucking mouth. And then they are the best way to consume broccoli. It's so good, dude. So just oily, dripping, garlicky goodness.
Garlic's always great. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Garlic is, of course. It's the best herb there's ever been. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of broccoli.
What about Brussels sprouts?
They're fine. Really? They're fine. I'm not a huge fan, though.
I've really taken an extra liking to Brussels sprouts in like last year. I love Brussels sprouts.
How are they prepared?
Before that, it was asparagus.
Asparagus is, I'm a big fan of asparagus.
Well, again, Brussels sprouts, totally hit or miss. I don't like baking Brussels sprouts. Like, if you just bake them, they kind of dry out a little bit and just get like weird.
You shouldn't bake any vegetable except a potato. There's my hot take.
We bake asparagus, and I like asparagus baked.
How do my parents make asparagus? I don't know.
I don't know how people usually make it, but I've always baked it. And like, that's how I know what my mom and sister have always done.
Put it on a pan. Fry it? Is that what it's called?
That's kind of weird. I feel like it's either you steam it or in the oven. I don't know, though. I mean, I'm not a chef. Maybe where's Chef Kane when you need him?
True.
But Brussels sprouts, no. You like, again, a shitload of butter. And you just put them like on a pan, low heat, and basically like let them kind of steam and let all that butter. I mean, you use a lot of butter, like half a stick of butter.
Yeah, that's not enough, but yeah.
And it's delicious. I'm trying to think. There's this place we go to in Claremont. You get Brussels sprouts, and it comes with that cheese on the top. What cheese is that? What is that cheese called? Hold on. Because it's that one that like doesn't fully melt and it kind of stays formed. You know what
ricotta?
I mean? No.
Ricotta is so good.
I have it pulled up.
By the way.
Burrata cheese.
Never even heard of this. Interesting.
So best Brussels sprouts, burrata cheese, and aged balsamic. That's what I eat. They're so fucking good.
Balsamic?
Yeah. Balsamic on Brussels sprouts. You should try that. Balsamic also goes good on asparagus occasionally.
Interesting.
You get sick of it. Like, you don't want to eat asparagus like that every single time. Like, every 5th time, throw a little bit of balsamic on there. It's a good change.
I could see it. When I've had balsamic in dishes at other restaurants, they tend to overdo it. But when they add an appropriate amount of balsamic vinegar, not too much, don't get crazy, then it's very good. But there's a tendency in our culture to overuse balsamic vinegar. And it makes me furious.
I agree.
It overpowers the dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Italian food is my answer.
Yeah.
By the way.
We should probably end it there, to be honest. That question took 15 minutes.
It took a minute.
It was the hot topic of that evening for sure.
It was a hot topic for sure. Most people are saying Mexican in chat.
Most people say. I mean, they're both delicious.
Yeah, they're both good. I feel like Italian food's harder to fuck up too. I do agree. I think the skill floor is lower for Italian. I don't think the skill ceiling is lower though. But
really?
we're gonna run a poll. Because how do you fuck up carbs? It's easy. Don't make them hot and then put them in my mouth and they'll be fine.
Yeah. True.
So we're gonna run a poll, but let's see, Italian, Mexican, because it seems like the community here was leaning Mexican. Now, Mexican women, of course, better than Italian women. Not that there's anything wrong with Italian women.
Italian coming off hot. Okay.
But yeah, we also live in Southern California, so we're biased.
Yeah, we see lots of
Slush Easy, aka Shitter, with the 8 months, dude. Welcome back, brother. Thank you, dude. Sorry it took me a minute, but I appreciate you, Slush. Welcome back, dude. Happy to see you. I saw you and Itchy running a couple days ago. It was cool to see. So welcome back, man. I appreciate the 8-month sub, dude. Thank you, brother. Means a lot. And if you came to listen to our culinary TED Talk, then you're welcome. But yeah, we take those. Qualkies, what's up, brother? Damn, some SWTOR kids in here this evening. How's life, Qualkies? But anyways, yeah, we're gonna end it there. So normally we would of course be doing iTunes reviews, but there are of course none because you guys are shit. So rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Also,
go ahead.
Now would be a good time to rate us because we'll read your review on episode 100 or 101, both of which will be our top 2 listen to episodes. So if you want to give yourself a shout out, give us a 5-star, and that'd be a good time. Just saying.
True. Now we will be too drunk to read it on Saturday, but on episode 100 we'll perhaps read it. We'll figure it out.
Just give us 5 stars and write something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the simplest thing.
Yeah. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. So, follow the new socials, the Dropshot Pod on Twitter, the Dropshot Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The best way to support the program, if you want to waste some money, patreon.com/thedropshot for bonus episodes per month and access to the entire back catalog. For the Damascus patrons, we do weekly hangouts. You can see patreon.com/thedropshot for details. And what else do we have? We have personal accounts. It's all in the show notes. Peruse the links. Fucking, I don't know. Figure it out. And join the fucking Discord, of course. The Discord is extremely helpful for us and for you guys, actually. People ask questions there, and they are always answered with perfectly accurate information. So, special thank you to our Damascus patrons, Mr. Salmonella, Jay Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, To Kill a Sirocking Bird, Face Esquire, Gift Curse, Adam H, Sniff Hambone, Change It, Jimbo Slice, Von Trapp, Lyle P, Aussie Menace, Godadote, Tanner would love to see a 12-year-old, Papa Shido, Civ, Blackbeard, Dr. J Webb, Nick Can, King Camper, Derek R, Wade M, It's the Pickle, on Twitch TV, It's the Pickle, That Dirty Clap, Kyle S, Killicam, One Handed, Garrett S, Jada Pinkett Smith. We're still waiting for your video. Lemur Party, Freeze, The Dave Daily, Read a Book, Deacon Cheese, Bradley, Sage Legacy, Rizzle Music, Toady Boy, Manny Marr, Samuel, Cope Cowboy, Crisp Eclair on Twitch as well. A lot of these people are on Twitch, but figure it out. Thomas L, Blake C, Lavana Fair, Brian P, Jaron G, Maxi, Shigo Hart, TTV Trump Maga 20, Proud Dad, Mick Bango, Hank Swift, L2K Greatness, Flex Stepdad, Get Scammed, Big Rec 44, Chad G, Nick Venomous, Cold War Multiplayer Sucks, okay, Hank S, See Ya Later Boy, Kelly M, Ryan S, SP Farms, The Crop Shot, Simple Name 8, Venlu, Josh H, Sam V, and an extra special thank you to our one and only Obsidian patron, the Dropshot Patriarch, the Vaping Viking. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Young Kings, have an excellent evening, of course. And before you podcast listeners go, I will say Italian is winning 62% to 38%, which is unsurprising. Let me add my vote, actually. Okay, well now it's
Well,
64%.
Most of these people don't
36%.
count because they live in the Midwest or the Northeast and have never had good Mexican food, right?
There's something to say for that. We live in Southern California where we have access to all types of excellent cuisine because we're white West Coast liberal elites.
I mean, we're the minority in LA County, so
that's true. There are a lot of Mexican people.
Nothing wrong with that.
Of course.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah, they make great food.
We get to get their excellent food. They make great women too.
They make great women. Okay.
Well, they do. We'll get into it another time. Have an excellent evening, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razanon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.